Okay.
Back, and I hope you're having a good day.
If you're new, welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yep, subscribe. Don't forget. You won't regret it.
So, you guys.
Bitch, I am very happy today.
Oh my god. Yes, I already know what you're gonna say.
What?
You guys, she's been talking about her Snoop Dogg experience.
Yes. Okay, so tell me why I was up till like 5 in the morning last night. But I was watching different videos, you know. And I was watching Netflix before I was watching videos. And it was about Gabriel Iglesias, the comedy, like stand-up. And he was...
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Known as Fluffy.
Yeah, he's very funny. He was explaining a story about when he met Snoop Dogg and that he smoked for the first time. I don't know, it's just funny. Like, you gotta watch it. So I end up commenting on it, and I believe it's Snoop Dogg's channel. It is Snoop Dogg's channel, right? So he practically had an interview with Snoop Dogg at his studio, and I end up commenting on it, and Snoop Dogg liked my freaking comment. Can you believe that? That is marvelous. Shout out to you, Snoop Dogg. You're the shit.
Okay, guys. So let's get into the video.
Yes.
Today's gonna be another story time, but it's about when we got jumped.
It's about to be a girl fight.
Well, she got jumped, and I just normally fought.
She saved from one of the big girls. She took one of them off me. So
it was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was real crazy. So let's just get into the video. So guys, I don't even remember a lot of it, but what I do remember is that I was going out with some guy. This is around 2011 when the fair goes on. When does the fair
every summer
happen, right?
Every summer? By the end of March or the beginning of April. So it's every summer, and it's called the Orange Fair, right?
Oh yeah, the Orange Show Fair.
Orange Show.
I was going out with some guy. We'll name him
5 minutes later.
Patrick. I don't know.
Okay, Patrick.
Yeah.
We'll name him Patrick Stark. We'll name him Patrick. Well, we're walking around, getting away from everyone because we went as a group. He took, you know how back then where they're like posses won't leave each other and they'll go in groups. Well, she was my posse plus
like
a couple other people. Yeah,
3 more. So there was almost 4 more. Yes, it was 4 more. Yeah. It was 4, and plus us, so that's 6.
So it was 6 of us, and I believe it was 6 of them. Was it 6 of them?
I don't know, or they came out more.
So it was 6 of us, 6 of them, guys and girls. I mean, I guess 1 for 1, 1 for 1 of each. And we were walking around, got away from everyone, just talking and stuff. And me and him were playing around, and he kind of bumped me, and then I bumped him. And at the same time that I bumped him, he bumped into some other girl. So this girl was, to me, she looked, I don't know, what you can say, but she just looked like trouble. And
sorry to cut you off, but we were in trouble back then too.
Yeah, we were.
Right now we're so calm, but back then we were not looking for trouble because we knew there was a space of family and kids around. We were kind of kids too, but we were always like trouble too.
True.
Not no more though.
We changed.
Yes.
Since we had kids.
Yes.
Anyways, so we were walking. I bumped him, and as soon as I bumped him, some girl was walking a little bit past him, and he bumped her on accident. And as soon as he bumped her, she turned around and she started like cussing me out and was like, yo bitch, get your man before you get beat up, and like all kinds of stuff. And I was like, what?
So keep in mind, I'm older than her, and her aunt is older than her too. So
I was the youngest.
Yes, you were.
Around that time, I was, I believe, 14. I was 14, and she's 3 years older than me. So she was, what, 17?
Or about to be 17.
No, you were 17.
Okay.
She was 17, and then also my aunt was 17, and these girls looked a little bit older. This one in particular looked a little bit like if she was in her 20s maybe. But the way she just acted like a little kid. So she was like telling me, cussing me out, like waving her fingers, like, and stuff. And so I turned around to say something, and Patrick pulled me and was just like, let it go, let her talk, whatever, you know. So I was mad, like, you know, back then, like, you fight over dumb little things, and he like pulled me and told me just let it go, and I was okay, whatever. We were walking, and then I found them, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell them, like, so we can do something about it. Like, back then I was like, I'm not gonna let no one tell me anything like that. Like, I was a big fighter back then. So went up to them, and I told you guys, I was like, oh my, like, guess what, this girl like tried to gangbang on me, and was telling me all this stuff. And back then obviously we were all trouble, so they were like, oh, let's find them in this fight. Like, so her and my aunt, we went walking and stuff, and we found her. She was on a ride, and she seen me, and when she seen me with a whole other group of girls, she was like, some stuff's about to go down. And then from there, like, we waited till she got off, and we just went from there. Like, we started talking crap to each other, I guess. Like,
all I remember was that one of the girls that was with us, we'll call her V, was getting into it with one of the other girls, and the other girl was like, no, not right here, because there's kids around. Like, we're just trying to have a good time. Like, there's nothing going down today. So all I remember was I turn around, and all I hear is, fuck that, beat up. And I turn around, and I see her aunt, which I call her my cousin. We're not really like blood cousins, but we grew up together. Her getting down with one girl, and I was just standing there waiting, like, if someone wants to hit me, or like, you know, like if they were gonna jump her. She was not fighting it.
Sorry to cut you off. Around when all that happened, I didn't hear it because I was walking away. I thought that everyone was behind me and we were all walking away. And then I turned around that's when I seen you guys already fighting. You were fighting too.
Because I saw your aunt getting jumped by two girls.
Mm-hmm.
So I grabbed one so she could be one-on-one with one. You know, I have her back, like, to the fullest. So I grabbed one, and we're getting down. And remind you, she is tall as hell. Do you remember her? The first one, she was really tall. I'm short. I'm only 4'11" for years now. And she was really tall. We were getting down. Like, I didn't care back then. Like, I didn't care if you're big, fat, this and that, you know. Like, I didn't care. Remind you, we were only 6 of us. Out of nowhere, like, a lot of them came out.
There was about, like,
a whole
20
classroom
of them bitches. Like,
yes,
it was a lot. Like, out of
yes.
nowhere, they just showed up. Like, it was a flash mob or something.
Yes,
or what
like,
is it called?
Like,
flash mob, a flash mob or something.
A classroom, something.
It was a lot of girls.
Out of nowhere, a gang of them came out. So I'm getting down with her, like, you know, whatever. And out of nowhere, I see a big old broad. She grabs my hair, and I'm fighting with the other one. We're getting down, and so I see this big old, like, girl, like, grabbing me from my hair, and out of nowhere another one comes. So I'm getting jumped by 3. 2 of them were really big, and I'm small, you know. And the other one, I was getting down with her. I was mainly at her, but then I started to feel the other big girl grabbed my leg, pulls me, and I'm getting dragged around this ride while I'm hitting one. So I know I feel one less, so I'm just getting down with 2. The big one is dragging me, and the other one I'm getting down with her like this. Like, remind you, I'm laying down like this. The other one was pulling my leg. Oh, I think I have to cut that off. And I'm over here fighting like this, hitting her, like, you know, grabbing her, and I'm getting dragged, and that's when you were getting down with the other one.
Yeah. So mind you this, when she was getting hit by all these girls and stuff, I was watching, but that sounds bad. I was watching from a distance because I was trying to get everyone off of my aunt. Like, they had, like, there was 2 people on her at first, and then when she started fighting the other girls, a whole other group of girls started jumping on her again, and they ripped her shirt. So she was, like, shirtless, and she had, you know, no top on and stuff. So someone hurried up and a guy took off his shirt and gave it to her. So all the girls got off and whatever, they all scattered around, and then I turned, and that's when I seen her on the floor, and some girl literally pulling her leg, like she was trying to steal her shoe or something. Yeah, another girl, so she was on the ground, one girl was like pulling her leg, and the other girl was on top, and had her by the hair, and was like hitting her on, like, in her face, and then you can just see her just like swinging her arms around, and I was, you know, so that's when I ran in there, and the girl that was on top of her, she was big. Yeah, she was big. I'm only 5'2". She was big. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to jump and grab her, like, into a headlock, and then I started just hitting her. Mm-hmm. I just started hitting her. So
with your phone and your
shirt.
It didn't even come out.
Yeah, I had a phone in my shirt, like, tucked into my bra, and you can just see it. And it
never came out.
It didn't break or anything. Like, it was secured. And so I literally had to jump on the girl, and I put my arm over her neck to get her down to, like, my level, and I just started hitting her. But I had, like, a really big chunk of her hair, and back then we used to tease our hair. Yeah. So I just put my hand in her dirty ass dreadlocks, and I just held on, had her head under my arm, and it was just like hitting her. And I think that's when one of your friends, we'll call him Jelly, I guess. One of her friends named Jelly grabbed me. And he was like, let her go, let her go. Like, it's like, you don't want to get in trouble for this. You don't want to get in trouble for this. So he picked me up, and he took me to the side. When he took me to the side, like, I put my head up, and I had, like, a big ball of hair. It looked like I had a whole wig on my hand. I felt bad for that girl, because I'm pretty sure she had a bald spot after.
And you messed her up. Like, for your age, you were only, like, 14 years old, and she was older. Obviously, you effed her up.
Yeah. We ended up finding out who the girl was. She was 18, and I forgot her name. I forgot her name, but one of the guys that we knew, he had told us that he knew her and stuff. So
yeah. So while, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
So while I was getting jumped, I just remember being dragged. I'm still getting dragged, right? And I don't know how it happened. Oh, because a lot of cops are coming in horses. Oh, yeah. They were coming in, like, police were coming on horses and stuff. And one of her boyfriends or homies grabbed her. He's like, let's go, let's go. So I'm left on the floor. I'm getting up. And I got up. And I was like, oh, hell no. I was already hyped. I was like, nope. I was like, that was not a fair fight. I'm like, 1-on-1 right now. And she's like, oh, you want that? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, you jumped me. I'm like, that's dumb as hell. Like, come on, 1-on-1. So me and her are getting down. And it was only for like 5-10 seconds. And he grabbed her again, and everyone just disappeared, and that's all I remember.
So when
I was bleeding from my nose. Yeah. Like, I didn't care. I didn't even care about the blood. I just wanted 1-on-1, but it just didn't happen because they're already arresting people. Like, yeah, I was just not trying to get arrested.
So sorry to cut you off. Mm-hmm. So when Jelly grabbed me and he took me to the side, I was like, oh, I was so mad. I was like, no, let me go. Like, I want to fight her. She jumped on my cousin. Like, being a little hype 14-year-old and stuff. And then that's when I seen that everyone started, like, breaking apart and, like, disappearing. I looked for her. I was like, where is she? Where is she? I was so mad. I was, like, yelling, like, making sure she was fine. Because I did see when she got up, she had her nose. And after that, I didn't see her after that anymore. So I was like, where'd she go? Did the cops take her? Like, what happened and stuff? But then you ran out to the restroom, huh?
No, I was by the restroom waiting for you. I was, like, just cleaning my nose and stuff, and I was waiting for you. And we did end up meeting there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so I went looking for her, and then someone was telling me, like, oh, she ran to the restroom. And then that's when a cop on a horse came up to us, because we had got back together. So it was my aunt, she went with her boyfriend, and then his group of people that he was with, and we didn't see her. And I wasn't really concerned, not to sound... like in a bad way or anything, because I was really close to her. But I knew she was fine because she had a big group of people with her already. Yeah. So I was like, she's good. But she went out. Sorry, excuse me. She went off by herself. So I went to go look for her, and I couldn't find her, so I got, like, worried and stuff. So when we finally got together, a cop on a horse came up to us and was like, oh, like, what happened? And we were like, we just act like we didn't know. We were like, oh, we don't know. Like, a fight broke out and stuff. But I do remember the cop did get, like, 2 girls. Yeah. I think he got 2 girls.
They did.
Yeah.
I feel like they would even got arrested because I wasn't even 18 yet. But I wasn't snitching. I'm not like that. I just took it. And it wasn't even my fight, but I had my family's back, and it's crazy. I was so crazy back then.
Yeah. So we
went through a lot.
So after all that, me and her just walked around, looked for the group that we were with, found them, you know, we looked fine, like nothing ever happened. And then after that, we just continue our day. We went on rides, had fun, played some games, won stuffed animals, and that was that.
We enjoyed our night,
yeah.
like nothing happened.
Then later on, oh no, no, we're lying. Later, so we enjoyed the night, went on rides, played some games, and then we got picked up. And when we got picked up, on our way home, we seen the girls walking. You remember? We seen the girls walking.
Oh yeah, they were walking.
We seen the girls walking, and then we were yelling at them, like telling them to fight and stuff. And the girl that she mentioned, her as V, got in contact with one of the girls and was like, let's meet up and finish our fight, but fair, like one-on-one. Everyone gets a one-on-one. And they said yeah. So we went home, we took off our clothes and got into like some fighting clothes, some sweats, a big shirt, put our hair up.
Yeah.
And we went to V's house, and we waited for them.
Didn't show up.
Mm-mm.
They did not show up.
We waited for them, didn't show up or anything. Yeah.
And this happened in 2011, so that was years ago.
And it ended there. Like,
yeah.
After that, we waited there for like an hour or two. And then we noticed, like, they're not coming.
Mm-hmm.
We went home. And then a week later is when we saw the video on YouTube of us fighting. I don't think it's there anymore.
No, it's not.
If it was, then we would have included the clip or inserted the link below. Yeah, it was crazy. That day was crazy. It was fun, but it was crazy.
Unexpected.
Really was. So you guys, that was a quick story time for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for part 2 of our haunted childhood home. Don't forget to like
and subscribe
and comment. Share to all your friends and family. And yeah, you guys, it was nice speaking to you. Nice seeing you all. Bye. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, cut that off. There's gonna be a lot of editing. It's Snoop Dogg's channel, and I put a comment and he liked it. I will put the picture.
Dang, bitch! I'm dying over here.
Okay, pause it.
Don't forget, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on the notifications on
and like our video. Bye.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.